clothes and hair and dreams like we all came off the same assembly line, and I'm never getting out, ever. I say how the Wonder Wet Wiper constitutes a whole entire floor enhancement system. And this girl, she says, "Do you have an elephant?" She says, "I mean, do you drive to work on a real live elephant?" The queue, the average call time, the floor supervisor, and I say, "Yeah." Breaking the script, I say, "I got a 5-year-old Indian elephant." She says, "How cool is that?" And I say, "He's named Sinbad." And this girl says, "I love that." She says, "I have a cat. Really, she's an ocelot. I mean, she'll be an ocelot when she's fully grown, but her name is Pepper." The floor supervisor is looking, walking my way, maybe close enough to overhear. This girl says, "My parents adopted me," she says, "when I was a baby in Zaire, where my adopted dad was stationed in the Peace Corps. They're nice and everything, but it's just weird being the only African-American girl in like a whole place." She says, "Do you know what an ocelot is?" And writing her phone number on my scratch paper, I asked this girl if maybe I could put her on our callback list for some other night so we can talk some more about the Wonder Wet Wiper. "Yes, please," she says. She says, "Samantha, I'm Samantha, but my birth name is Shamu Rindi." And I terminate the call. That week at school, I walk up to a black girl during lunch and I ask, "Are you from Zaire?" She just looked at me. She tossed her shoulder at me and she turned and walked away. Another day, I asked a black girl, "Did she have an ocelot?" And she said, "A what?" I said, "It's a little-sized wild cat." And she rolled her eyes saying, "I know what an ocelot is." Another day, I walked up to the last black girl at Thomas Jefferson High School, and I asked, "Is your real name Shamu Rindi?" And this girl just looked at me for a long, long time, waiting. So I asked, "Samantha Wells?" And the girl lifted one hand slow and she pointed a fingernail at a girl across the lunchroom. A white girl with long blonde hair, wearing a cheerleader outfit. On my callback, Samantha Shamurindi, she says, "Nobody likes the music I like, that kind of tribal, global, world beat techno stuff. Or the organic, natural food, that's the only kind I can eat. I mean, my taste is so beyond their limited experience." I don't say anything. A really good example, she says, is summertime. The humid weather we have, it makes my hair all nappy. I don't say anything. She says, "How's your elephant?" "Good," I'd say. "He's fine." "Sinbad," she says, "right?" I ask if she wants to buy the Wonder Wet Wiper. And Samantha says, "If I buy one, will you call me back again tomorrow?" My next night at work, a man with a Yakima area code says, "Right this minute," he says, "what I want to know is how come our taxpayers keep feeding you billions in financial aid and you never get any better? I mean, you're always getting AIDS or having a famine." the floor supervisor steps up beside my chair. Shaking her head, she draws a finger across her throat, and I terminate the call. On another callback, Samantha says, "I love the fact that you're East Indian." She says, "It is so sexy." She says, "Or are you a Pakistani?" I ask if she wants to buy a 5th Wonder Wet Wiper. And she says, "Wait while I sneak my dad's credit card." That next week at Thomas Jefferson High School, I walked up to the blonde cheerleader and I said, "Hey," I said, "are you Samantha Wells?" And she said, "Who's asking?" Her voice, the same voice as over the telephone, the girl with almost a dozen Wonder Wet Wipers, but no ocelot. Me, I'm the make-believe elephant boy. I say, "Would you like to go out sometime?" And Samantha says, "I'm kind of involved right now." She says, "He doesn't go here." Fake whispering, leaning close in her cheerleader sweater, her blonde hair ponytailed down her back, she says, "He's a Hindu." She says, "We have this romantic long-distance thing." I say, "What's his name?" I never told her my name. And shaking her head, Samantha says, "You wouldn't know him." So I ask. I say, "How can she date somebody who doesn't believe in our one true Christian God?" Standing here, my hair and my clothes and my dreams, everything about me coming off the same assembly line as her, me just another Thomas Jefferson clone, I say, "All those Hindus?" I say, "Hindus are fags." And she shrugs. Samantha shrugs and she says, "Sorry." And she turns, her ponytail swinging, and she walks away. And after her, I'm yelling that she's white. She's a white girl of the white race, and she needs to be dating white Christian guys, not hooking up with some colored homo halfway around the world, making godless, half-breed, devil-worshipping babies. I yell after her, "I'm Bill. My name is Bill Henderson." Only by now, Samantha Wells, she is pretty much all the way gone. That's cold calling.